So I'm here with Kristen from Hopscotch the Globe, and we are doing a lovely little collab in her Airstream.
Yeah.
Because you guys have a lot of questions, and I said I wanted to do more Q&As. This is another Q&A. This one's actually going to be a travel videography Q&A, so more of the technical aspect of being a travel vlogger and filming around the world, which is both of our jobs. There's a reason I haven't done any videos really about this topic on my channel, and that's because it's a very complicated topic and there's a lot to know, a lot to learn, and we actually made a whole course on this. So we made this, it launched last year and it took us over a year to make. It's like 10 hours plus of footage that answer everything, all the questions and what you need to know about this, because it's a lot more complicated than a single video can provide, but hopefully you will gain and learn some more information about this world in this video. But that is the goal for today. I went on my Instagram and I asked you guys. Okay, this is an easy first one, so I feel like when you're first starting out. Emily Baudrew asks, when you want photos of yourself while traveling solo, do you ask someone to take them or do you use a tripod? This is a good first question.
Oh, totally. I feel like that's actually a very common question because a lot of people do a lot of solo travel. And I've used both like techniques, you can say. I've asked people and I've actually showed them like the exact photo I want. Like I'll put the framing in the camera so they can't really get it wrong, and it's always turned out really like exactly how I wanted. Or I'll use a tripod or a rock or like some sort of surface I can place the camera on. That's how I've done it. How about you?
Yeah, I've always asked people. When I've traveled solo, I rarely travel with a tripod. It's just a huge it's just very cumbersome for me to travel alone with. When I travel with someone else, that's usually when we bring a tripod because we can kind of split up the gear. But I'll just ask somebody. Most people are very, very, very nice and will help you take a photo. But like Kristen said, you have to guide them and tell them where and how to take that photo because they generally don't know. Or look for people with cameras. That's the key. Is look, if someone has a big camera, they probably know how to take photos. Yeah, most of the time.
That's a good tip.
This one's from Jordan Travels. Do you color grade videos after filming, or is most of it done in camera?
That's a very good question.
So I've always color grade after film, like afterwards, because it's very hard to know how your grade's gonna look when you're filming it. So if you film it like with a higher contrast, or if you film it with a certain grade, because I know you can get programs, you can get like on the cameras they have a lot of apps that actually have color like
you can like set the beforehand. Yeah,
definitely. So you could do that. I don't personally do that because I like each video and each country kind of has its own feel. So I kind of color grade to the feel of that, and I don't want to be limited because I filmed something in that. That being said, we also had color grading is just a huge thing,
and it's very time consuming, but it really takes a video to another level. It does. I do the exact same as you. I do it after the fact. I have done it just like in camera, but I like, again, what Nadine said about each video has a different feel to it, and different colors and filters add to that feel. Also, shooting in manual is super important so that you can get like the right brightness and contrast and everything. A lot of people just think that they can shoot in auto and then color correct after. It's much easier to do it in manual and get the color correct as much as possible before taking it into the editing suite.
Yeah. That being said, color grading is another huge topic. I've experimented with log. I know a lot of people love log. So log is basically a flat picture profile. It is quote unquote the best for color grading. Yes, in my personal experience, and I have dabbled quite a bit in color grading because I enjoy it. Log is very tricky to color grade in. So if you're going the color grade route, I really don't recommend starting anywhere near log or a flat profile. Just start with your basic camera setting and learn how to color grade from that, and then if you want, you can experiment the log thing, but don't do it on like a one-off project, because like we filmed a video accidentally in log. It wasn't even on purpose, and it took us 7 hours to color grade it back to just looking normal. Yeah. Just looking normal. So log is a whole adventure of color grading, but there's a lot of good programs out there that can help you with that. Bales of Hales asks, what type of video editing software do we use?
This is a good one, because we use opposite, or
we
different
use opposite ones. Yeah. So I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I have a subscription to Creative Cloud, which is pricey, but to me, I always started with Adobe Premiere, and I find it a very good editing program. There's a lot of shortcuts that I like, and that's how I always edited. So I never really did. I used to do iMovie. iMovie's a really, really good one if you have a Mac and you're starting out. But if you have a PC and you're starting out, I mean, Adobe is just really king when it comes to video editing software. You can download a 30 version free trial, and I do recommend that, but that's my core.
Those free trials are awesome because they give you a chance to really start playing around and getting a feel for the editing program, which I highly recommend if you've never edited before. Just get into it. Just start experimenting. I use Final Cut Pro. I've been using Final Cut since I was in school. I went to school for TV and film production. So I've been using Final Cut Pro for like 12 years. And I know actually Premiere you can do more, I've heard, than Final Cut, but I feel so comfortable with it. And I think it's a great program even just for doing the basics, straight cut editing, but also if you want to do something more like intense and crazy transitions and stuff, you can do that with Final Cut as well.
And I think it's cheaper too, isn't it?
It's, I believe, when I paid for it, I paid $300, and it was just one straight fee because you have to pay monthly.
Well, yeah, so
right?
I pay monthly, and I think for a single license, it's like $45. All I know is for the year of Creative Cloud, so I get multiple subscriptions, so I also use Photoshop and Lightroom and Illustrator for many things. So you can buy a single subscription for just the editing program, or you can buy the Creative Cloud if you want to do more, but it's like $700 for like the year. It's pricey. It's US.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think it's like $75 a month. It's pricey, but there are cheaper versions out there. Like my mom uses Filmora.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's a $50. So she pays $50 a year, so it is subscription based, and I think she had to pay, I think it was like $100 to purchase it. And that's another just Windows based editing program, but Final Cut works on Windows as well. Right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, you can even use your phone. There's programs you can download for free. Yeah. So there's many different options.
And Final Cut offers a free trial as well.
Yes,
right?
they do a 30-day free trial as well.
Yeah, so that's good. That's the editing programs that we use. How we edit is, again, a whole multiple videos of how we edit, which we actually cover.
We do in our course. You get like basically we filmed a video and we both took that footage and edited on both Final Cut and Adobe Premiere, and you get to see our whole process from start to end. Without like cutting like hours of editing.
It's hours of editing, but we go in steps. We show you all the shortcuts. We show you how we edit. So we teach you how to use the program.
Why we do certain
things and that whole process. But that's in the course. So but editing is a huge part of video making in general. I find that editing, like, to me, it's like more than 50% of the video. It makes it through more than 50% of the video.
And it really brings your story to life.
Yeah, it's important. I think it's very important. Princess in Process asks, how do we manage to hold a camera and do simple daily tasks like paying, holding an umbrella, handling tickets, and not having to put the camera down?
I feel like your camera becomes your hand when you use it as often as we do.
Yeah, I think how you carry a camera around, like what straps you use, are very important. We spend a lot of time researching bags, like good bags to carry cameras around. I've kind of experimented with side satchel and backpack. I was always side satchel, but then when I increased my gear, I'm like, I can't carry all this on my side. I have to put it on my back. I still prefer side satchel. I find it really quick and easy to just be like, to like take my camera out, film something, and then oh crap, I need to put it away. Varying cameras work, so that's something that you'd have, like both of us have like a smaller vlog camera.
Right.
Like if I know I'm going to be doing something that requires a lot of hands, where I can't just hold the big camera with one hand, then I'll take out my small vlog camera because it's really nimble and you can kind of film all the smaller moments.
And I like the strap too, like having that strap along the small camera, and it kind of just always dangles from my arm if I'm holding something. There's a company called Peak Design, and there are these little clips you can put on a belt.
Those are really good.
And you can actually clip your camera to it, and it's awesome. It doesn't feel like it's weighing you down or anything, and it's really easy just to grab and take off and film, take photos whenever you need to.
Yeah, there's a lot of different gear and equipment you can buy. So once you spend a lot of time with the camera, you kind of know what works for you and what doesn't.
The City and Beyond asks on Instagram, when's first starting, how much footage would you say you film per trip?
So per a day, I would say we film about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. If No, or more than that actually. Some days are longer. On like an average day, like on a day that we're not doing a crazy lot, I would say that's how much I would film. If we're adding multiple cameras in, if there's any kind of longer talking bits, then it could be a few hours. I think so. One of our trips was 3 full days. So my Bristol video that I recently did was 3 full days of filming, and that was over 10 hours.
Jesus.
Of footage.
That's fun to go through.
Yeah. So 10 hours of raw footage in 3 days. That's roughly what, 3.5 hours a day of pure footage of filming, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're editing it, you're like, oh my god.
That was multiple cameras, or
that was not really. That was actually. It was it was like a small camera and a big camera. We never really used the GoPro, but yeah.
How about 10? Okay, so the end result, your end video, how long was that?
That end video was about 15 minutes because that was a longer
15?
video, 15 minutes.
Okay. I feel like at this point, now that I've been vlogging for years, I know when to pick up the camera and turn it on, press that record button versus just like being in the present moment, enjoying it for myself. So I feel like the amount of filming that I do when I travel now has decreased significantly. But when I first started out, I was filming every single thing, and it took forever to edit. My first travel video took a year to put together, and it was a 24-minute video. A year to edit. Now I can do it in like 6 hours. So
yeah, mine took multiple months.
Yeah.
My first travel videos were months and months
yeah.
of like editing, because like it's really easy when because you don't know what to film when you're first starting. You don't know what to film, and you don't know how you're gonna edit it. So that you come home and you filmed all this stuff, and you're just like, oh my gosh, there's hours and hours of footage to edit, and it's really overwhelming. So it's something that kind of improves with time. But
Totally.
just so you know that we were not very good editors or filmers when we first started.
You got it. It's just trial and error.
Perfect, yeah.
I think also too that when you have to ask yourself when you're filming something, like, would you want to watch this? Like, would you pull up YouTube and watch this video of this specific experience? Would it interest you? And if the answer is yes, like, then capture it and add it into your video.
Yeah. Travel like we do asks, in a touristy place, how do you decide on your angles? It's a really good question.
That is a great question.
Because, like, obviously there is a lot involved with filmmaking. It's bringing your vision to life, and it's not so much just capturing what you see, but capturing the experience and what you feel, and a cool way to capture it. So avoiding touristy angles is one of the things I like to do, is get up high. So Matt uses a crane, or we use a tripod, and we'll just kind of try to bring it up over crowds, so you get a kind of higher point of view, higher perspective.
Or a drone, if possible.
Or a drone, if possible. Another thing is just see where the crowd is, and then try and get a different angle. It might not be the better angle, but I always try and remove the crowd as much as possible, because it's just chaos. I don't like filming a lot of people without their permission, so I don't like filming crowds without their permission.
Continuing with that, like, you can always film also behind the crowd, so you're seeing the back of their heads. Also, you can like even use the crowd to your advantage and get creative. Like, maybe you can get feet walking, like, to show how many people are actually in that spot.
Or you like literally just make fun of the situation. Like, hey, this is a crowded place. That's it. That's what's up.
Exactly. Right.
that's the reality of where we're traveling. That's another reason to go off season. Picking your seasons, picking your times is very, very important. So if you know that the middle of the day is going to be a peak time that people are going to go see this activity, get there at the very beginning. Get there when it just opens up. Or like, go in off season. Again, there's so many questions involved, and we can't possibly answer all of them, but I think those were some really good ones. So hopefully you've got a little bit more insight into how we film. Like we said, we put together an entire course. There's 10 plus, I think it's like between 10 and 15 hours of like how-tos, advice, guides. We do interviews with other YouTubers.
We have how to use it.
Yeah, we did like the editing. We do all about the marketing and business aspect of it, which we didn't even touch on this video because we actually filmed a video on Kristen's channel talking all about the business side. So I will leave that link, the end card, and down below. So you can go watch that out. And I will leave a link to our course. So if you are interested in making this a career, a job, or just even a hobby for fun for travel video making, go check out our e-course that we did. Links down below, links on the screen. Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching, and see you guys again soon.
Bye.
Bye.